What's up, what's up? It's your boy DC2 back in for another video. Let's go ahead and get into this topic right here, right now. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, as we know, DLC Pack 7. First character announced so far confirmed, Baby from Dragon Ball GT. Super Baby 2 to be exact. We all want it. We all know we got to have it. This is the most requested character, I think, out of, look at the polls and everything and that people have asked for. He is arguably the greatest villain of GT, and he is one of the greatest villains in Dragon Ball's history. And personally, in my own personal opinion, he is my favorite Dragon Ball villain from beginning to the end, all the way through GT, through Super, all of that, because he's the only villain with a legitimate gripe and beef with the Saiyans. They stole his planet. He's a descendant of the, Spherians, the Tuffles, and everything. I mean, I'll give you the history, but he's the only actual villain with real beef. I mean, Vegeta, you can say he was the prince and this and that, but he had to fight Kakarot. He had to fight Goku. I mean, he just came from the Dragon Balls. He actually was, Goku was in the way. He wasn't actually there, to spank Goku. He was there for the Dragon Balls. Frieza. They came to Namek, in Frieza's path and everything. Yeah, he destroyed his people and everything, but that's business. For real. That's business for Frieza. You feel me? Cell, he was programmed to destroy Goku and everything, so I guess you can say that. Red Ribbon Army, he has a pretty strong backstory too. Boo, they was more asked for help and everything. I get it, but Baby Vegeta is the only villain from start to finish who has beef, who goes all the way back before any of that, from another planet, from the original creations of the Saiyans, when they took over Planet Tuffle. And made a Planet Vegeta. So, I digress. Moving on. Very excited for this character, but we need to get into what this video is really about. All these haters, all these people who are ignorant and know what they're talking about. Oh, Xenoverse 2 is dead. Let the game die. Just come out with Xenoverse 3. Nobody plays the game anymore. The game is garbage. It's busted. This and that. So on and so forth. It's funny that I hear this stuff when you're saying things like that, but you went out of your way to go on a video talking about the new DLC for the game just for you to leave a negative comment of how the game sucks or is this and is that. Well, obviously it isn't that bad, and it obviously has your attention considering the fact you were out your way to troll. So, and the thing about it is, I just think it's funny people are saying things like this because, let's be real here, anybody who truly plays Xenoverse 2, who has left and come back, or who stayed on the game, and I've always stayed on the game to some degree, I've always come back to some degree, I know for a fact the game was never dead. Yeah, the game shrunk and ain't as big as it once was, but no game is as big as it once was. That's very few games have the massive appeal that they've always had since day one. I mean, maybe a couple games on PC or whatever, maybe like COD, Call of Duty, stuff like that and everything, but, every game has its downtime. With all these great games coming out, we just went past E3. Nobody's going to be on that one game unless they're just so obsessed with that game indefinitely. There's so many games out, so many games coming out. You can't expect people to be on this one game. Even Dragon Ball Fighterz. Dragon Ball Fighterz, it was cool and all and everything like that, and it has a good, strong community. But a lot of people fell off the game because it was, too casualized for them, or it took too much skill for them to, for all the deeper combos for them to master. They was getting smacked around online, Marvel's Capcom 3 style, never touching the ground, what I'm saying? And eventually, Dragon Ball Fighterz is going to have a smaller fan base stuff too, it's going to lose its a lot of fans and everything. Only the core people want to play. Every game goes through this. Every game has a core set of people who play the game and only play that game. That's what they love. They love that game. They're so infatuated with that game and everything. People who come back to the game and play a couple times. Let me give you an example. Uncharted 4 is 2 years old. People still play the game. I still find people when I play the game and everything. Sometimes, it's slower than other times. Sometimes it's faster than other times. But I always go back to Uncharted, maybe once or twice a week, something like that, get a little multiplayer in. That's kind of what I play for my third-person shooter experience, and that's me, personally, so, and that game is 2 years old, pushing 3, and I just think people need to calm down and stop hating. I mean, if you're not interested in the game anymore, if you think the game is dead or it's not this and that, or you're not, you don't want to play and you think it has a lot of problems. Number one, the producer has already told everyone with the new DLC and everything, they're going to be addressing the problems. They're going to fix the issues. If you actually paid attention to what's going on instead of complaining and read the fine print, you would know that all the netcode issues, all the bug stuff, all the the balance issues, all of that is getting worked around. Getting worked on. I won't say worked around. No, getting worked on, and is going to be fixed to the best of their ability. Hopefully, fix everything, at least majority of the things, 80-90% of the stuff. We don't know. Depends on how deep rooted the issue is. It might only be able to be addressed when they actually recode the game, like as far as the sequel. But we're going to have a huge improvement online and everything, and that's their goal. As long as providing content for its core fans. So these issues are being addressed. Yeah, you can argue it's late, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But there's issues in games. There are multiplayer games. There are years way after the fact. People still play with those, those games with its issues. They still love the game regardless. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too is, okay, let's just get this out the way now. Look, Xenoverse 2 never died. Okay, the game was never dead. It was never close to dying. It was people always come back to this game. And don't tell me people don't like GT, people don't want to see Baby Vegeta 2, because that's a bald-faced lie. Most people are happy about this. And if you looked at Super Saiyan 4 when those accessory costumes came out, if you went to the lobbies, everybody and their brother was a Super Saiyan 4. So don't tell me nobody likes GT or it ain't relevant. Because you actually played this game, you would know that's a bald-faced lie. Now, along with that, one other thing I want to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm tired of hearing people making excuses talking about let the game die, just let it go, blase, blase. Why is it okay for any other RPG-esque type of game, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, ESO Online, or, I don't know, Mass Effect, back when it actually was relevant, any other game has RPG elements or has an RPG type of game that has multiplayer, it's okay for those to get expansions and updates or even MMOs, because this is kind of a MMO little bit RPG fighting. It's a mixture of things, but it falls more in the lines of RPG MMO-ish type of game because it's massive multiplayer, a lot of people and stuff, and it's obviously the RPG elements are pretty apparent. You get everything in this game via RPG. But basically, what I'm getting at is, why is it okay for every other game to get updated and for them to, bring this, for them to add things, expansions, characters, moves, stories, quests, and so on and so forth. But when Dragon Ball does it, everybody has an issue. I know it's the first game of its kind to do this, as far as kind of like anime and Dragon Ball. But I think people need to fall back. I mean, Final Fantasy does it and stuff. It has an anime look to it. I mean, if you don't like it, don't keep playing it. Don't buy the DLC. Why is it hurting you? You have Dragon Ball Fighterz. A lot of these haters want to say Dragon Ball Fighterz, the real Dragon Ball game, this and that. But yeah, but yet you're up and down on Xenoverse 2 videos, right? In the comment section, throwing shade. You like that game that much? Keep playing that and fall back. So I don't understand why is it an issue for Xenoverse 2 to keep getting expansions and updates. Xenoverse 3 is going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And for us to get what everybody's expecting, and for it to be the true epic game that it needs to be, with Super Saiyan 4 transformations, Super Saiyan God transformations, Ultra Instinct transformations, and everything, and new classes of races and everything, and new clothing, be able to customize any color, and all this deep customization and stuff. Really hardcore, more even in depth, more fighting mechanics in the combat. For us to get this game, this Dreamoverse, take one from Cyrax, this game to the level we wanted to be, and all the stuff we're expecting, it's going to take a long time to build all that and for it to work right. So I have no problem with Xenoverse 2 being updated and keeping things fresh and giving what I want, within reason until then. I have no problem with that. And I understand why it's a problem for everybody else. I mean, if you don't want to play the DLC, don't play DLC. I mean, Xenoverse 3 is going to come out regardless, but you don't want another Xenoverse 2 where Xenoverse 2 you know, when it first came out and everything, was Xenoverse 1.5. It was a good game, it's a sequel, but it wasn't a true sequel, you know, and pretty much any reviewer told you the same thing. Do you want a true, epic, new, brand new experience and sequel? You know, or do you want, you know, Xenoverse 3, okay, I got 100 new parallel quests, I got, you know, 50 new outfits, I got 5 more new hairstyles, 10 more new voices, or do you want, I want 30, 40 new hairstyles, I got 30, 40 new voices to choose from, I got, you know, 1,000 new items to choose from in clothing. Do you truly want it to be the epic game you want it to be, or do you want it to be just an update to Xenoverse 2? For it to be the game we want it to be, it has to take, it's going to take some time, it's going to take years, quite frankly. It's going to take a long time for them to build the game you want it to be. You want to put voices in the characters, stuff like that? Okay, you got to have 30, 40 voices of different people acting out every line, and it's in the game. Okay, it's going to take a long time to get this game we want the way we want it to be. So I have no problem with Xenoverse 2 being updated, and I think people need to really stop and think about what they're asking for Xenoverse 3, and then look at that and be realistic about what they expect and what they actually will receive. It's going to take a while, y'all. I'm sorry. So I think all this hate on Xenoverse 2 need to stop, and people need to quit putting down this game because you think it's bad or whatever, or because you think Fighterz is better. Those two games are not even the same genre. I don't even know why y'all compare them. It's stupid. But that's all I have to say. You know, like the video if you know what I'm saying, you enjoy what I had to say. You know, and subscribe, you know, sub to the channel. You know what it is, man. More videos like this, just let me know. Comment below, and I got you. So, that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Till next video, I will catch you guys later. Peace out.